Hello, welcome back to Mark's Garden UK. I've got something very interesting to show you in this video because we're going next door to visit my neighbours Rod and Vix, who've just built themselves a shepherd's hut. Now the shepherd's hut sits very neatly in the corner of this field, and what's lovely about it is it's a self-contained unit and you can actually rent this as an Airbnb, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. Hello Rod and Vix.
Hi.
Hey Mark.
Firstly, congratulations on this amazing shepherd's hut.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You've done this by hand, Rod.
Mm-hmm.
You've built this from scratch by hand. How long did it take to make it?
I'd say the main structure took about 6 weeks, and then kind of a couple more weeks for the finishing touches.
It's absolutely brilliant. I will show the viewers inside in a moment.
Yeah.
Why have you built it?
We both wanted to run a kind of a glamping site, I guess. We've got permission for 3 structures, and the first is a shepherd's hut. The next 2 will be log cabins, and yeah, we wanted to make more of the land and do a bit of a collaboration with Vicky's Little Ranchers Club as well.
Right, Little Ranchers. Whilst we carry on talking, I'm just going to apologise. Our neighbours have decided to do some wood chipping today, so if you can hear some noise in the background, it's our neighbours doing some wood chipping.
How
but we'll,
rude.
I know, we'll soldier on. We'll just talk up a bit.
Yes.
Rod just mentioned Little Ranchers. What's that all about?
It's my outdoor children's club I run throughout the week and at weekends, where the kids can come and feed the goats, feed the sheep, feed the ponies. We do crafting. We go on a trailer ride around the land, and we go up into the garden, play on the trampoline, feed the chickens.
Brilliant.
It's just
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it since the beginning of May.
Right.
And it's going really well. We have a lot of mother and toddler groups, and that's gone really well, because mums are always looking for things to do with their little ones in the day, in the mornings and the afternoons, and it's just a really relaxed session where the mums can get together, or the dads or the granddads, nannies, and have a cup of tea and just let the kids be outside. And
fantastic.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So it's going to be a bed and breakfast.
Yes.
It took you 8 weeks to make. It's a glamp site. What's the difference between a glamp site and a campsite?
I guess glamping, the word glam, a little bit more glamorous, a few luxuries.
Right.
So you have the look and the feel of being out in the countryside. We want families to enjoy being outdoors, but they have a shower, got hot water, they've got cooking facilities, nice bedding, and quite a warm structure as well, with a wood burner and insulation, etc.
Right.
So,
well, I have to say that, I mean, that was one of my sister-in-law and her partner and 2 kids have actually booked it for Halloween, which we're getting into October. It's a beautiful sunny day today. Oh. But what have you actually done in there to make it warm in the wintertime?
Well, it's insulated throughout. It's got about 100mm insulation in the floors, the ceiling and the walls. We have a lovely purpose-built wood burner, specifically made down in Devon by a sort of small family firm that make shepherd hut wood burners. Right,
fantastic. So it's going to be cosy and warm.
Oh.
Are you going to be open at Christmas?
Yes.
I can imagine Christmas in there.
Oh,
can't you, with that log burner lit and just sat round there and just cosy. Now, it looks like you can cater for a family of 4. Talk to me about the sleeping arrangements.
When we designed it, we talking about the Little Ranchers Club that Vicky runs, having a children's club here, we wanted to invite families, not just have it for couples. So we specifically designed it to have 2 double beds. In fact, one bed is a king size and one's a double. And we've made one of the doubles able to shut curtains on it. It's got little twinkly night lights for children. So we've tried to create a nice environment for a couple of children and a couple of adults. Yeah.
Now my nephew and niece are coming in October for Halloween, and we're going to do the house up for Halloween. And I know when they saw it, because they came and had a look last week, they were so excited about getting underneath and closing those curtains.
It's quite magical, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And have any of your Little Ranchers customers had a look?
Yeah. They've stayed. A couple of the three families have stayed that.
Brilliant.
Been to Little Ranchers, and they've
did it
seen
go well, and what's been the feedback?
Loved it. They absolutely loved it, because I give them food, sheep food, goat food in the morning, so they can actually give the animals their breakfast.
Oh, nice.
So that's a lovely little touch. And then they can join us in a Little Ranchers session in the day. which
so Vix,
really cool.
Tell me what else is there for families to do in this area?
Oh, there's so much, isn't there? There's a few of the families have been to Bewilderwood, which is, what would you say, 15 minutes away?
15 minutes, yeah.
That's an amazing family place. Obviously, Snugberries, which is 2 minutes away, which is the ice cream farm where there's animals. There's a beautiful walk around Snugberries.
We've got that open air swimming pool, haven't we, in the summertime?
Oh, I've been there. I've been there lots, and it's just so lovely.
Is it salty or something?
Yeah,
salty.
Naturally.
Yeah. Salty. Yeah.
And of course, as you've already mentioned, you've got the goats and the sheep and the
ponies, and the chickens.
And we're about 100 metres from the local canal if people want to go
lovely
walking.
Walks along there. Yeah. You can walk into Wrenbury, can't you? They can walk up to the Farmer's Arms, the local pub, which is amazing.
Absolutely. And even if families didn't want to go out, we sit on a 20-acre site. So there's a lot of walking they can do without even going off site. They can experience a huge amount outdoors, see the animals, etc. And just be in a safe environment for the children.
So talking about staying on site, I noticed around the back there you seem to have a barbecue and a fire pit of some description and a seating area. Talk to me about that.
Well, when we were deciding on cooking facilities, we decided to give them a range of options. So inside you can cook on a normal sort of gas burner stoves. Outside you've got a gas barbecue, or you've got a fire pit as well, which has got a swing top where you can cook food on top of that as well. So you've got a range of options really. I think the fire pit's been particularly popular, hasn't it, in the evening as well.
It's lovely for the kids. With the when you come and stay here, you get marshmallows.
Cool.
The children love doing marshmallow toasting.
And do you provide the marshmallows on the wood?
We do. Yeah. Yes, we do.
We even provide the wine for mums and dads to sit and have a drink while they watch. Yeah.
I did notice some wine glasses in the cupboard, but I didn't see a bottle of wine.
We do a lovely little welcome pack with bread, scones, homemade marmalade, butter, milk, wine, marshmallows, biscuits, coffee. All the little luxuries.
So people can just come here and just shush away from the world, park the car in the paddock here behind me, go in there and just retreat.
Retreat, yes.
Escape.
It's beautifully quiet, usually.
So Rod, I know that this place is what they call off-grid, and I want to ask you about that in a minute. And I also noticed inside there's a double shower and what looks like a fully functioning toilet. Talk to me about this off-grid thing and tell me about the loo. I mean, people are bound to be thinking, how on earth does that work in the middle of a field?
Absolutely. Well, the off-grid thing is for two reasons really. One is it's the permission we've been given to actually put our structures up. They have to be off-grid, no concrete involved, no putting in septic tanks, main sewage, etc., etc. So they have to be seen as completely mobile if needs be. So that's the first thing, we had to meet that.
Is that why there's wheels underneath?
Yeah, to a degree. It is technically mobile.
Right.
But the other off-grid, we thought, well, if we're going to go off-grid, let's do it properly. So we have solar power, which powers all of our lighting, and USB ports for charging tablets, phone chargers, etc. We also have all of the cooking facilities, and the hot water is powered by LPG, as is the fridge, so that will always work off-grid. And then we made a decision to try and recycle all of the grey water from the sinks and the shower. So it goes through a series of filtration, gets rid of all of the oil, the grease, the fats, and all of the other bits and bobs, and then goes through a drip line and feeds all of our young hedges and trees.
So the brown water and the grey water, from that shepherd hut is actually watering the plants. Hedges.
Yeah, absolutely. There's about 100 metres of drip line, and it gradually just drip feeds the plants throughout.
So that's absolutely
amazing. It's really good, isn't it?
The toilet is as best as we could get, state-of-the-art composting toilet, and we're going to recycle that as well. It goes into a hot box, compost box, and in about 6 to 12 months we will be reusing all of that as compost as well.
Absolutely amazing. Can I have some of that for Mark's Garden UK?
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
Brilliant. Now, do people have to get involved in the process of emptying the toilet?
No, not at all.
Definitely not.
No, the capacity, for want of a better description, of the toilet is vast. So a family of, say, 2 adults and 2 children staying for 5 or even 6 days, it would be perfectly able to cope with that.
So they can come here and just relax, have a worry-free 2 nights, I believe there's a minimum of 2 nights
minimum
stay.
of 2 nights stay. Yeah.
And you're on site anyway if there's any questions. And
we're always about buzzing around, aren't we?
Very willing to join in with a glass of wine or leave in complete and utter peace and quiet if they need.
Now, people might be wondering how they can book. Now, I know it's on Airbnb, but what other options are there?
We've got a fantastic website, so littleranchglamping.co.uk.
Well, I'll put the link to that in the description box below this video.
Yeah, so they can go to that and book through the website.
Right.
Also, we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Is there like a calendar in there for
yes,
booking?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they can check the availability and...
They can book through Hip Camp as well.
Hip Camp.
What's your preference if people want to book? How would you prefer them to book?
Well, I don't know. Website's probably easiest, isn't it?
Whatever's easiest for them, in complete honesty. But I mean, the website has a lot more information because it has information about little ranches as well. And so if you're coming with a couple of children, you may want to know a little bit more about that. And if they can join the club for a couple of hours, it gives mum and dad a couple of hours off, you know.
Let me just understand this correctly. They can leave the children in the club for a couple of hours and go and do some shopping?
If the children are happy, then it's an 1.5 to 2 hour session, and they're welcome to drop them off and they can,
Now, just under my feet here is a little pooch called Maggie, and I don't know if you can see her on camera. Let me see if I can get hold of her. Is it dog friendly, your place?
It's very dog friendly.
Yeah.
We love our dogs.
So can people bring dogs?
Yes, they can bring dogs.
Is there any fee for that?
There is. It's £20 for their stay.
Right. Hello, Mags.
Yeah, but we are very dog friendly. As you can see, the area is just perfect because the dogs can run out and roam. Yeah. There's brilliant walks. We've got 3 dogs ourselves, and
all the animals are very used to dogs and very used to dogs walking through. We've got a number of footpaths, so yeah, there's an awful lot of that going on. In fact, the paddocks can be used for a pony or a horse as well. So if people wanted to come and bring their horse and then use our land to ride around, they can do that as well. So.
Now, you've made this by hand in 8 weeks. And I would love to know how, but that's whole nother video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you prepare to share the secret of how you've made this in another video? And possibly give people some help and advice if they ever decided to want to do one?
I'd love to. I mean, partly to just capture it on film. And when I was researching this, there are a number of people out there who've tried to do something similar, but they don't seem to do the complete story.
Right.
And I would love to offer the complete story because it was I know it's an overused word, but it was a heck of a journey.
Yeah.
Just relearning things like how to wire in solar, recycling the grey water. There's not a lot out there actually, so to capture it would be a great thing.
So if we ever get round to doing a video, how to build your own shepherd's hut, there'll be a link at the end of this one, and I'll probably put a little link up here as well. Well, I think that's enough to be going on, and as I've said, I'll put the footage that I've taken of this amazing shepherd's hut, both inside and out, above our talking, and hopefully you might get some bookings, but I look forward to seeing how this all develops. Thank you very much.
It's very exciting.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you.